hope you guys enjoy the video. If it's too long to watch, I'd still appreciate it if you let it play on mute so I get my ad money from YouTube. Winky face. Hello everyone, welcome back to Prone TV. Here we are playing some Legends of Runeterra, getting out of the gold elo. I'm currently gold 2, and this is the last game I need to hit gold 1. Now I just won 2 games in a row against an Aurelian Soul who was out 10-10 on turn 10, typically a game ender, and I beat him 2 games in a row with Atrocity to the enemy Nexus for the cheese victory. And here we are playing against the bane of my existence, Misfortune. So I'm thinking Misfortune probably has some pretty decent late game cards in the deck, and I wasn't really sure what the particular leaders were that they were using other than Misfortune. I didn't pay much attention. So it's possible that they're using the 12 cost spell that allows them to make 2 10-10 leaders and play those, because they are playing the Freljord color, so they're able to do that. So I have to look out for that as well. I mulliganed aggressively again, as I usually do, to try to find my answer to that card, and I just didn't see it again. Plus, when I did mulligan, my hand was utter shit in comparison to what it was when I first started. I should have just not mulliganed, but I really like seeing that one-of card. It's just an answer to some stupid cards in the format right now, and I really like to have answers so I can stay in the late game and not get cheesed on turn 10 or whatever turn it might be. So here we are. This player doesn't seem to be representative of the skill required of Gold 2 players in this game. I have to admit, this is like my 4th game in a row, and this is probably the weakest match that I've had to fight so far as player skill goes. So he has a good deck, kind of. He's got good cards in his deck for the early game, sort of, but like, I don't think I agree with necessarily with like how he started his first few turns of the game. He is bringing some aggro, so I am pretty low on life, but I just have more cards in hand, as is my usual with Shadow Isles Freljord. I typically have a ton of cards in hand, and provided they're decent cards for the stage of the game that I'm actually in this case the early game, then I'm probably going to be okay. So here we are. I'm trying to actually trade with him and not kill Elise. I want to burn his hand and get all of his 3 power cards out of it so Elise can get in there, because she has Fearsome, so she can only be blocked by a 3 power or higher. Well, he's getting in there with his 3 power cards, but I traded. So far, so good. Elise is still in play, but I don't think she's going to pop off, you guys. She already has a damage on her, and now she's going to be vulnerable because of Sejuani, but I do have a one-of answer to Sejuani. I have Crumble, and I think Crumble's the right card to play here. Now, personally, I think in this case, since I did get vulnerable on Elise, meaning that anyone that they play can attack Elise as if they had Challenger, I probably should have just destroyed Elise here and killed Sejuani with Crumble, but I decided to just play like I normally do and ignore the vulnerability debuff and just kill my spider and then crumble Sejuani, because what that allows me to do is it forces the opponent really to not hit my life. Like, they're gonna try to hit my guy, and that's better for me at this point in the game, I think. So either way, I was pretty confident that Elise kind of did the best she could, and she was gonna just lose. Plus, I ended up drawing 2 more cards when I killed her with my Shadow Isles kill spell anyway, and I ended up getting another one, so that's a plus. So what we have here is still card advantage, like ridiculous number of card advantage, and I'm going to play Icevale Archer. That's going to make sure that the opponent cannot block my Fearsome Elise. So this second Elise is going to get in there. So they have 1 spell they can play. Now they're going to play the Siren, and I'm going to ignore the Siren. I'm going to just attack as if the Siren's not even in play, because at this point, I'm in control of how this game is going to be played. I have my Rhyme Tusk Shaman, and I'm able to just steal turns with that card, so it really doesn't matter what they do. Now, if they were a good player, they would have blocked Elise with the Siren, but they didn't. So that was a shocker. I was really shocked when that happened, because any other player would have done that. Now, why would you not block with the 3/7 is my question. I don't know, maybe they thought I had too much mana available and too many tricks, and they needed Siren, so I get it. Maybe I just bluffed really hard right there, but that's how this deck do, boys. Like, I'm just gonna get in there with Elise and pretend like I'm not even paying attention. I'm just gonna ignore everything you have in play and swing Elise, and it doesn't matter what you do, because you're gonna use cards to do it, and then those are cards you're not gonna have for the late game. Now, I'm gonna play my ephemeral copy of my wolf. Now what this is going to do, since it's their turn, they're going to have to attack, and I'm going to be able to block with a wolf that's going to die anyway. It's not even a card out of my hand. I used a card from hand to replace itself with a wolf, and then that card also gave me a wolf copy. Now I'm just playing the copy. I still have the original wolf, guys. So I'm going to be able to get in there. So I do make a mistake here, kind of, because the wolf is supposed to kill the siren here, but I didn't expect Misfortune to deal 2 damage with her bullet time ability. I thought it was 1. Maybe she got a buff recently. I'm not sure what it is, but this match, Misfortune is just poking everything for 2 instead of 1. It must be a card in play. Maybe the siren is doing it. Something's doing it. Something's giving Misfortune an extra 1 damage. So I didn't really read what's going on, and I don't really care because I just outplayed anyway right there, because I ended the turn after they attacked. I ended the turn by playing my real wolf, the wolf that's not going to just go to the exile zone at end of turn because it's not ephemeral, and now I'm going to get my turn. I'm going to get my turn. I have Rhyme Fang out as well, or Rhyme Tusk Shaman, so I'm in a good spot. I'm going to make sure the siren dies, or I'm going to kill Misfortune, one of the two. Now, I'm kind of scared of the powder keg here because I'm at 5 life. Like, Misfortune has a really good early game and a pretty decent mid game, but really a crap late game if I'm honest, unless they have some 10-cost spells, which it's not looking like. So my late game is better than theirs. I mean, like I said in previous videos on Runeterra, this Shadow Isles deck has the best late game in the game, including against Aurelion Soul, because I just beat Aurelion Soul 2 games in a row. That's why I'm almost gold 1. This is my gold 1 match right here, if I win. So I need to get some life, and I need to do it before they axe me in the face. Like, they could play like a 5-cost burn spell, and with the powder keg out, it's going to kill me. So I have to use my main phase 1 to get some life back immediately. So that's going to throw away my Ledros surprise a turn earlier than I wanted to, but it's going to allow me to steal that turn that I need to take to get to my win condition, which is the turn 10. So yeah, you're going to play bullet time, whatever, make it rain, do some damage, right? Do some damage, but, you know, I'm going to live. I'm going to live, and you can't stop revitalizing Roar, so I'm going to steal all that damage that you did. I'm going to just delete it and be back at 14 life. That's exciting. So they have board presence now. I could play some chump blockers. It's really not a big deal. I'm pretty sure I have the game considering I healed that much. When you heal against a burn player like Misfortune, as long as you're not taking a bunch of damage during the next combat, you're probably okay. So here it is. I'm attacking with the 3-3 and a 2-3, and I'm hoping that they make some mistakes on blocking, but they don't. Like, they could have traded with Misfortune. That might have been even better, but they didn't do that. So Misfortune, like, apparently this player has a weak hand, and can't afford to lose that Misfortune. And I understand. I understand if that's the case. Look at this. You're not swinging the Misfortune yet again. When you know that it can get damage through, I probably would be swinging the Misfortune, but every MF player does this. They just hold the MF back like it's a shaman. Like it's a shaman, just holding it back and not doing anything. So, I'm reading the cards this time. I'm seeing what kind of damage is happening, right? And it looks like the 2 damage is augmented from 1 somehow. Probably Siren, something's doing it. But I just healed. So, and I had frozen the Siren anyway for 0 power. So I think I just take the damage here and heal again, because I have the second copy of Revitalizing Roar in my hand. So that mulligan wasn't that bad necessarily, considering I got to use both of those Revitalizing Roars. I'd have to say that was a pretty good mulligan, you know, come to think of it. So we're in a good spot. We're in a really good spot. She's going to attack, but I already negated the damage because I healed again. So I stole yet another turn. In this case, I'm done with my field. I could block here or not. It doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to just block the 3/3 though, just to take a little bit less damage because they are playing Freljord. They could make anything in play +8 power with a Freljord card. They have the mana to do it. The card does exist. You have to remember that. It is a card. They could just do that and cheese you for 8 more damage. So you got to be careful. So I want to be careful. I want to make sure that that doesn't happen to me. We're in a good spot. Passage Unearned is going to be useless this game. That's okay. It was really handy last game. I was eating the badger that comes into play after the card dies and then puts a badger into play, and I ate the badger. It was so cool because it was a scout, so he scout attacked, and then his badger came out, and then he attacked with a landmark card that gave the badger challenger, so he challenged my Björg that I had in play, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and I didn't do anything, and I let him attack, I let him challenge Björg, and then after that, I was just like, delete your challenger? It's gone? Goodbye? Yeah, so now I'm just going to get in there. I'm just trying to see him tap out. At this point, Ledros bashing for 9 is going to kill anything that I want it to kill, basically. So I'm just going to bash for 9. Of course, he blocks. After that, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of wait for him to tap out. I really want him to tap out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play little stuff because he's playing little stuff. He wants to see more of my hand. And I know this. And I already have win condition in hand because he's at 7 life. So he will lose provided I don't get blown out by like Frost Freeze or something. Like if he takes and if he reduces Ledros' power to 0, I'm fucked. Like at instant speed, like I'm fucked. So that can't happen, and he is playing Freljord. He can do that, so I have to watch out for that. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear. Let's see what he does. I'm going to pass back, see what he does. He takes his turn. I lose a bunch of mana here. Could have killed him probably there, but I don't have enough information. So Ember Maiden's going to get in there. I will be winning the race with Ember Maiden because it's 10-6 right now. So he does have to answer that card or he will lose, especially if I play another one, right? And he doesn't know what's in my hand. So we're in a really good spot where I can play reactively, and when he taps out, I have the Atrocity for game. Like, that's how it's going to go down. So he still has a 0 power Siren Scout that does nothing. So I'm in a good spot. I really am. He has to swing everything here. Misfortune's getting in. 3-2. Getting in there. Hopefully. She's going to flip. She's going to be a 4-3 or whatever. Cool. Very cool. Okay. Okay. And do some damage. Let's see how much damage. 2 damage, cards in hand, 13 mana to play with. I'm kind of sweating here. I don't want to take all this damage. I really don't. It's going to deal 2 to anything that attacks or blocks. So in this case, I can't block with Ledros because then it would be dead and I'd have to replay it in order to use Atrocity. Do not want that to happen. So I'm just going to chump block with some dudes to take less damage because nothing seems... Well, there is a couple of overwhelms here, but that's okay. I'm in a really good spot still. So we'll just let this happen. I'll take a good amount of damage. They're going to play some more cards. Yeah, okay. So this is the Alpha Strike, so at this point I use Atrocity. They just revealed another fast card that would have definitely killed Ledros. I'm gonna respond to that card with my win condition. I use the Atrocity when I'm confident that they don't stand a chance and have no more responses to the Atrocity. And that's game. And that's how you win high elo. That is how I always win my games. I just let the opponent play their hand, and I wait patiently, and I wait patiently, and then once I have enough information, that's when I strike. Now, I didn't have perfect information that game. They could have beat me with a lot of spells. They just didn't have them, and I just risked it, and I got the gold 1, guys. And so, yeah, that's all I got for you today. Got gold 1, getting out of gold elo. It's epic, epic, epic. Love this deck. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.